All right, y'all. This is Kenny Cummins here, chilling with Kenny C, and I want to take this opportunity to do an interview with my guest at this time, professional wrestler, over 300 plus matches into his career. He's been in the tri-state area. He's been in the South. He's been making a name for himself. And I've seen this man at Generation Next Pro Wrestling and numerous times now at New South Wrestling. And no matter the promotion, no matter the opponent, no matter the occasion, he would always go simply by the book. I am joined with Gaston LaRue right here, right now. How's it going?
Oh man, it's going pretty good. I had a nice win this weekend in the 8-man tag at New South Wrestling. Now I'm just enjoying a very rare week off for Mister By the Book, but it's never a week off because I got to work out and I got to make calls to managers and all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah, man, you are definitely a very busy man. So this is one of the rare off days for Mr. By the Book. So I'm glad to have you on and have this chat with you. And since you just mentioned your victory at the New South Wrestling, let's start off with that. That's one of the promotions you've been a part of. One of uh, the new promotions you've been a part of is new to you, but obviously New South has been just made a comeback last year, and they're definitely making waves in the Kentucky wrestling scene. So you've been there numerous times. You have made a name for yourself in the organization. How's it been for you being a part of New South Wrestling?
Oh man, let me tell you something. Those New South fans, while other than you, obviously, the New South fans are a bunch of idiots. New South has a nice setup. New South Wrestling has a nice venue. New South Wrestling pays me very handsomely to go out there and do the things that I do, and I get to beat up chumps every single week. Now I get to do it alongside Ben Sheeran and Oliver Gunner, and it is wonderful. This past week I beat up Marvelous Marcus Johnson. What a doofus. I got to beat up Icon Lee for a third time. I got to beat up, well, I'm not really get to beat up Nate Hewitt. I wasn't really in there with him, but I clearly double choke slammed Misery in that match. What a nerd. And Matt Atreya, what a goofball. I've defeated him at Gen Next. And he likes to stick his nose in my business once in a while at New South. But you know what? I'm better than him. My crew that I had backing me up was better than those four doofuses. And it was 100% by the book.
By the book, indeed. And yeah, man, I've been a fan of yours since last year. I first saw you at Generation X. It was at St. Deanna at the bar that they had at the time. So that was my introduction to By the Book. And that's been kind of like, that's been your phrase, that's been your nickname, that's like a mindset to you. I remember you had a big book when I first saw you, and a few weeks back you debuted a brand new book. The book got a very nice upgrade. The book looks really nice. So with that being said, man, talk a little bit about that phrase, that nickname of yours, By the Book. How did that came to be for Gaston LaRue?
Well, I don't know. This is a little known fact about Gaston LaRue. Okay, when I first started, I looked a little different, and I was a referee for a couple months while I was training. And so, but I was a very strict referee. I don't like all these referees. I like them in my favor sometimes, but I was looking around. I was like, I don't like the way that people don't do things the right way. And I was a student of professional wrestling, and my great uncle Lash brought me the ancient book of wrestling and he said, hey, learn this. These are your keys to success. This is what will get you started and what will get you through your first couple of years of professional wrestling. So I looked at that as a referee and I was like, all right, I'm going to prove myself in training, but I'm also going to prove myself as a referee and that I know these rules. So I was a strict referee. I was the best referee in Indiana. And you see, that book helped me so much, even as a referee. And then when the time came, I became a professional wrestler and I applied it. I continued to apply that book to everything I did. And the more and more I learned, the more and more I studied, the more and more I improved. And you mentioned the new book, Volume 2 of the Ancient Book of Wrestling. And boy, is it a gem. And I'm learning new stuff from Volume 2 of the Ancient Book of Wrestling that you can see me apply in my matches coming up. And, you know, that moniker, it's not just some gimmick that someone threw at me. It's not just a character. It's a lifestyle. It is something that I live by every single day of my life. Because if you're not following the rules, then are you even living? I don't think so. And that's what I call being by the book.
Absolutely, man. So it's definitely that's a perfect name for you making that transition to a referee and to a wrestler because obviously you know the rules. You know what wrestlers can and can't do in that square circle. So to use that as a in-ring competitor, it makes perfect sense. And I do like Volume 2. That is what we're calling it now. Volume 2 of the book. And it's such a wonderful book, man. Just so many new pages to be written, so many chapters in your career. I think the first match you had in New South was your 300 match. I was there for
It
that
was.
one. So you definitely beginning quite the New South Wrestling chapter for Volume 2. So you got a fan of me, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of you, not just in New South, but some other places in the tri-state area. Um, so with that being said, man, what is next for the book as far as upcoming events? Where can these fans or marks where can they find the book in the coming weeks in your as you continue to read this upcoming chapters and all?
All right, let me pull up my schedule here real fast and see what I got. This weekend is actually, like I said earlier, is a rare off weekend. I am relaxing. I am chilling. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to have a good time. It's going to be nice. I'm going to get my tan on. The Ancient Book of Wrestling is, of course, going to sit there. I got to do some light reading while I'm on the beach. And then I will be down in Action Wrestling for their Next Up series on June 16th, and that is down in Georgia. June 17th, I have Ascend Pro Wrestling where I will be defending my AIWF World Television Championship against a couple of guys that people from the Cincinnati area might know, known as Scotty Amos and Party Mike. And then June 18th, I will be back at New South Wrestling. The following weekend is also a weekend off as of right now, but that is because I have my friend's wedding going on. So, you know, I'll be partying. I'll be having a good time, baby. Only living it up the way Gaston LaRue can. And then on June 30th, I have New South Wrestling once again. And that will be the show at the baseball field. July 1st, I have Wrestle Reunion in Dayton, Ohio for XCW. July 2nd, I got New South Wrestling. I got Cincy Wrestling coming up July 9th, defending my other championship. I wrestle at XVW in Dayton, Ohio every Tuesday. And I got a lot of other things coming up in the coming months. Some things that I may not be able to talk about yet, and other things that are just too far out that I don't want to mention yet.
That's fair enough. So he just give you a rundown of some of the upcoming shows that he will be at. So follow him at Gaston LaRue on Twitter, and he'll keep you up to date for the upcoming events. June 30th, as he pointed out, New South Wrestling is taking the show to the diamond, the square circle and the diamond. You get to watch baseball and pro wrestling on the exact same night. So go check out the Lexington Counter Clocks and go watch New South Wrestling and go check out Gaston LaRue. Even in the baseball field, still gotta go by the book. No matter the
A fun,
location, no
a
matter,
fun,
yeah,
a fun little fact about Gaston LaRue.
yes sir.
Gaston LaRue was quite the baseball star in high school as well. So maybe I'll have a little special something walking out to the ring with me as well. Maybe I got an old jersey or something that I can walk out with.
Yeah, oh yeah, he got some tricks up his sleeve, so he got some lot in store for June 30th. So go check it out and enjoy yourself some baseball and wrestling on the same night, June 30th. And I'm joined with by the book Gaston LaRue. Uh, you are definitely an established professional wrestler, true student of the game, and I really like what you bring to pro wrestling. Such elegance, such class, such dignity. Because a lot of these people onto the shenanigans, and you don't fall for it. You do things your way, and that's just what makes me a fan of yours, man. That makes me why I see you go to that square circle and you do exactly what you do best. And sky is the limit for Gaston LaRue. And I'm very curious this alliance that you have with from New South. So it's going to be an intriguing summer for Mr. By the Book. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. Yeah, I got big shows, I got big dreams coming up, and baby, it's all going straight to the moon. It's gonna be 100% by the book, of course.
Yes, yes, indeed. So, you definitely got to accomplish a lot of things over the course of your career. AIWF championships and just traveling all over the tri-state. You've been in the South, you've been to the East. You're doing some incredible things thus far, and you have so much more in store. So, I'm very excited to see what's next for you. Uh, but man, thank you so much for your time, man. Like you pointed out, this is one of the rare off days and off weeks for you. As a performer, it takes a toll on a human's body. So every now and then, you gotta get some rest. Gotta get that relaxation. Ease off that square circle. And once you get back refreshed and ever, you get some W's, get some more championships, and things of that nature. And you go strictly by the book. So thank you so much, Gaston, for your time, man. I truly appreciate you, man. I look forward to seeing more of you of New South Wrestling. And looks like I'll see you on June 30th, man.
Thank you, man. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You have a good night.
You too.
All right.